Hi everyone. Welcome back to Woo Can Cook. My name is Wesley, and this is a show where we are slowly cooking our way through all of the food from my childhood. Today we're diving back into our series dedicated to Thai cuisine classics with a shot at a peanut sauce chicken wing, which, if that sounds a little bit wild to you, then you are correct because there are just a lot of very strange things going on in this recipe. Let me explain. For those unfamiliar, the sweet and savory peanut sauce is a quintessential element to Southeast Asian cuisine. Most often, you may come across this iconic sauce served as a side with things like chicken satay skewers, fresh spring rolls, and many other small appetizer plates. Not long ago, while we were assembling our Woo Can Cook recipe for a Thai chicken satay skewer, it did occur to me that a Thai peanut sauce contains basically all of the elements that we need in order to create a fried chicken glaze, with just a handful of small tweaks, so here we are, making chicken wings again. For our version today, we're going to be borrowing pretty heavily from our chicken satay recipe to make what I would personally describe as the best peanut sauce that I have ever had, assembled using a combination of red curry paste, coconut milk, palm sugar, and fish sauce, amongst other things. Then to pair with this, we're also going to be assembling a lightly battered potato and cornstarch chicken wing, done with a double fry for the crispiest chicken wing that you will ever have. Okay, so let's get into it. Okay, so kicking things off here first, I'm starting off with our aforementioned peanut sauce, which is going to first begin as a marinade before we introduce it to heat for a reduced glaze. So, into a medium-sized mixing bowl, I have a large 2-gallon Ziploc bag here that I'm opening up so that we may essentially just toss everything in here. Graceful, I know. Up first, this is 4 cloves of crushed and minced garlic to start, followed by 1 inch or about 1 tablespoon of fine minced ginger. Then next, now if you have it, you should be using 1 large red shallot, peeled and minced into the marinade as well. This is a quarter of a red onion, which honestly is not my favorite substitution because they tend to give a little bit less aromatics than a shallot would, but in a marinade like this, I think we can get away with it. Moving on to our liquid elements next, this is 4 tablespoons of soy sauce to start, followed by a single tablespoon of fish sauce and 1 full cup of coconut milk going in. Though some may mistakenly believe that peanut butter is the key to a peanut sauce, I would argue that this coconut milk is actually going to be the heart and soul of our sauce later on, I assure you. Up next, this is a single tablespoon of red curry paste going in, followed by a half teaspoon each of cumin powder and turmeric. Then last up, rounding this all out, is 4 tablespoons or a quarter cup of palm sugar going into my marinade. If you're like me and your palm sugar has fully hardened and dried out, I've actually found that a couple seconds in a microwave can loosen this up enough to manage with a spoon most of the time. If it's really dry like mine is here, then a mortar and pestle can also do the trick too. Finally, I'm giving this whole concoction a thorough mix to combine, then before we add our chicken wings, I'm setting aside a half cup of this marinade to use in our peanut sauce later on. Don't forget to reserve this because it's kind of the whole point of what we're doing today. Finally, here's my chicken wings going in, about 2 dozen altogether, then I'm giving this a thorough mix to combine and setting aside to marinate for 30 minutes. In a separate bowl, we're combining that reserved marinade with half a cup each of peanut butter and hot water to help break down that peanut butter a little bit. Then I'm rounding this all out with the juice of 1 whole lime and setting this aside for a moment while we circle back to our chicken wings next. Into my largest mixing bowl, I'm combining a half cup each of potato starch and cornstarch. Both of these starches are very light and thin, much lighter than a more standard AP flour, so they'll yield for us a nice light breading to our wings to contrast against the thickness of our peanut sauce glaze. Rounding this all out, I'm also including a half teaspoon of baking soda to help build some crust, followed by a pinch of kosher salt. Then I ended up doing a double breading here, which is actually my preference for light batters like this because I think it just helps to create a more craggly texture to the wing. If you're feeling lazy though, a single breading would also do just fine too. Over on the stove, I have my fryer heating up to 350 degrees F. Then I'm adding in my wings about 12 at a time. We're doing a double fry today, so I'm just letting these go for about 1.5 minutes until lightly golden, then removing to a dry rack to cool for 5 minutes. This, as always, is going to help burn off some of the moisture in the wings in the initial fry, allowing us to maintain a higher and more consistent level of heat on the second fry, creating a more crispy piece of chicken like so. Ooh. Back over on the stove, I've emptied out my wok now, then I'm reheating over medium heat and adding in our peanut sauce mixture so that we may pretty aggressively reduce this into a glaze. I'd say that when we were reducing this as a peanut sauce for our chicken sauté, we stopped the reduction about here, after maybe 2 or 3 minutes for a loose but still thickened sauce. For our glaze today though, we're letting this continue for a solid 5 to 7 minutes until this very thick and sticky texture begins to form. Then finally, I'm killing the heat, adding our wings back to the wok, giving a quick toss to coat, and we're ready to eat. Okay, so for the Southeast Asian cuisine purists, I am well aware that we've just done a whole bunch of weird stuff to this peanut sauce. I genuinely did not know what was going to happen when I set out with this one because I've actually never tried to reduce a peanut sauce this much. For the fried chicken purists, though, all of this actually makes quite a bit of sense. A glaze can be created from any sauce base that has a decent amount of sugar in it, so hypothetically with enough reduction, our palm sugar and fish sauce should eventually start to form a glaze, which is what happened here. Now, what I didn't take into consideration is that our sauce base also contains a very large amount of fat in it from both the peanut butter and coconut milk, which in turn yielded for us a very thick coating to our wings. And while I don't hate this quality, I did think that sauce cohesion started to become a bit of an issue, so I might recommend halving both the coconut milk and peanut butter for your own attempts to let these sugars pop out a little more. Otherwise, all of this said, I think we're still left with an absolutely excellent chicken wing that I would absolutely stand by at any 4th of July barbecue. They're sticky, messy, sweet, savory, and crunchy all in one bite. It's got all of the addictive umami that I absolutely love in a peanut sauce, then combined with a double fried crispy chicken wing, which honestly is just a cherry on the top. Okay, so that's it everyone. I hope you enjoyed this and I hope you give this one a shot. For those who are new to the channel, this one is part of a larger series that we've been doing that's dedicated to Thai cuisine. So definitely check out that series next if you haven't yet because there's a lot of these. As always, like, comment, subscribe, share, be nice interneters, and I'll see you soon. Bye.